Retiring is becoming a more and more distant dream for many people, but it doesn't have to be for you. In this video, I'm going to show you how to not just retire, but retire in 5 years by living below your means. The best part is that this can be done at any age. Number 1, understand what needs to be done to retire in 5 years. It's important to understand that retiring in 5 years is a lot of really disciplined hard work. You can't expect to just simply save 10 to 15% of your income every paycheck and expect to retire in 5 years, unless you're making the high 6 figures or 7 figures as income. So what exactly needs to be done to retire in 5 years? The first thing to consider is just how much you need to cut your expenses down. Let's say that you make the average American salary of $67,521. If you save 10 to 15% of your paycheck, then you're saving up approximately $6,725 to $10,128 per year. In 5 years, you could save up to $50,640, which is certainly not enough for retirement. The recommended amount to have available per year is about 70 to 80% per year of your earned income to maintain your current lifestyle, meaning you should need to have at least $47,075 available every single year. To manage a lifestyle like this for, let's say, 30 years, you'll need to have saved up a grand total of $2,025,630, which is a rather massive number. In fact, that means you need to save $400,000 a year just to retire in 5 years. Now, that seems rather impossible, right? And for most of us, it is. But this is where two things come into play. The first is what your definition of retiring is, and the second is what you can do to augment your income and save at least 80% of your earned income. To the first point, retirement doesn't have to have the same definition as it used to. With a quick Google search, you'll find many people who say they've retired at a young age, but they make YouTube videos every day, which is still very much a job. However, retirement used to mean no longer working. With that in mind, having your definition of retirement be more like, I choose my hours and work the jobs I want, can be a very viable option, as it'll allow you to continue making money but working in the way you want. The second is the more in-depth part, which we'll get into, but before that, let us know in the comments below what your definition of retirement is and what you're doing to get there. Number 1, get rid of your housing payments. Whether you're renting or paying a mortgage, it's absolutely vital to get rid of this payment in its entirety. It's best to focus on this because it's by far the biggest payment any person has to make, so clearing it will allow you to already save up a massive portion of your paycheck every month. The best way to do this is to make rooms in your house for rent, and to make the total cost that your new tenants pay to add up and preferably be greater than what you currently pay on your mortgage. This will allow you to get rid of this massive payment and actually give you some money in return. Number 2, cover transportation costs. This one is always going to be a tough one, but the ideal situation is to try and cut transportation costs as much as possible. This means lowering your car use and looking for alternatives. If this is possible for you, aim to walk or bike to work every day, because that essentially frees up all of your income for transportation to be saved. This isn't possible for everyone, but you can easily reduce your transportation costs by using local transit, which is much cheaper than a car. Number 3, lower your food costs. This is another major cost that you'll need to cut as much as possible. Food can be costly if you're not careful. There are several things that can be done to lower your food costs, like shopping with a grocery list, using coupons, and buying low-cost, nutrient-rich foods. But the best way to lower your food costs is to meal prep. This allows you to specify exactly how much you're going to eat and how much it'll cost, meaning you can organize the costs to fit your savings plan. Do you lower your food costs with meal planning, or do you find the tip valuable? Let us know by giving the video a thumbs up. Number 4, get a side hustle. This is arguably non-negotiable if you're looking to retire in 5 years. It's one thing to save, but trying to save $400,000 a year to retire for just 30 years is really impossible without augmenting your income. With that in mind, there are two things you can do. Firstly, you can pick up side gigs that aren't ones you plan to do for a very long term. This can be things like being an Amazon delivery driver, Uber driver, Lyft driver, or some kind of freelance service. These may not be the most fun jobs, but they're work that has the potential to seriously increase your income quickly. If you want to find other ways to increase your income, then subscribe to Investors Weekly, where we have tons of videos on the topic. The second thing you can do, which is one that you can easily do while you're retired, is have a business that means something to you. We all have dreams and things that matter to us, and finding a job that can either complement or allow you to entirely focus on that is the perfect retirement. For example, if you love to travel, then having a job as a travel writer is an excellent option. This allows you to travel while sharing your experiences with the world, all the while getting paid.